Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I am Ben Blanquera with Rackspace Technology, the leading pure-play multi-cloud solutions company in the world. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Billy Odera, Chief Data Officer at Jubilee Insurance. Did I pronounce that correctly, Billy?
Yes, Ben. Thank you.
Good, good. Um, Billy, can you share a little bit about your company, your role, and kind of your journey there?
So thanks a lot, Ben. It's a pleasure to have this conversation with you. So my name is Billy Odera. I'm the Chief Data Officer at Jubilee Insurance. I actually like to describe myself as someone who uses data to solve problems, deliver insights, and actually drive business growth. Jubilee Insurance is recognized as the largest insurer in East Africa, with offices in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and Mauritius. We are listed in the Nairobi Securities Exchange, the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, and Uganda Security Exchange. And we've been rated highly on leadership, quality, and risk management. As a business, we provide both long-term and short-term insurance through our key entities, the Jubilee Life Insurance Limited and Jubilee Health Insurance Limited, offering life insurance, pension, and health insurance respectively. So that's basically about our company. My role there as a CDO, so as I said, I'm the first generation CDO at Jubilee Insurance. Yeah, so it's interesting. So Jubilee has a mission to be the most innovative digital insurer in the region. So which means then we are not just seeking to offer insurance the way we know it, but rather generate value to our customers. So my role is critical in leading the business to this. So I cover both the operational and analytical areas of the data value chain. So I have both data engineering, data science, analytics, and data governance. So I look after that at a group level. So thank you so much. We have 7 entities within the regions. So these are composite business entities. So I look after them at a group level. Thank you.
Got it. And you said, Billy, you're the first CDO of Jubilee.
Yes.
Yes. What happened that they said I need Billy, I need a CDO?
Yeah. So if you look at digital transformation, largely, especially in these parts of the world, they've been led primarily with the telco companies, then followed by banks. So insurance companies have been lagging behind in terms of digital transformation. But that luxury is slowly coming to an end. This is largely because we are now seeing insurtechs coming to play in the space. Traditionally, you will find the insurance business is highly regulated and highly controlled. So we are seeing insurtechs coming into that space. We are seeing banks now starting to offer insurance. We are also seeing telcos starting to offer insurance. And these are industries that are way ahead of us in terms of digital transformation. So I think that, coupled with the mission for the business to be the most innovative digital insurer, is the reason why they felt that they need someone to own the data. They need someone who's responsible for the data. So mine is just to ensure that, we move the business to be data driven.
Gotcha. Because without, data stewardship, data governance, and someone owning the data,
Yes.
it is impossible to do digital transformation.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Well, that's quite an honor to be selected to be the first one of this of chief data officer. How long?
It's interesting because you have to manage the hype cycle. So because every other time you have to explain to folks that I am the chief data officer. My job entails doing looking after our data assets. From an industry that is traditionally not used to looking at data as an asset, is more interesting. So the good side is that there's excitement, but also I have to manage that hype cycle so that I always keep folks on the same. I don't lose them along the way. So I've been in Jubilee Insurance now. It's about 9 months. So it's an interesting journey. I joined the business at a time when we are re-architecting and re-looking at the way our business model sits. So it's been an interesting journey.
I imagine, and I imagine it must be. Or let me ask you a question: how does it feel to be at the table when to help re-envision the company?
Yeah, it's interesting actually, because you come with this vision from because I've been traditionally in the banking sector. Before I joined Jubilee, I was in banking for about 8 years. So I always looked at insurance companies from this other side. Now it's interesting to be at the table now, to be challenged by customers. I was on that divide where I used to say that, insurance needs to evolve, they need to change. But now I'm finding myself at the table to set the pace of that evolution. So it's really interesting. Personally, I report to the COO. Okay. So which is a good thing that I report at the right level. So data is not just a department in IT, but rather a department that sits at the business level, which is one of the critical success factors.
That's pretty amazing. Did you have to negotiate that in? Did you have to negotiate that in, Billy? I'm not coming on board unless.
I had to. It was one of those items that I had to mention during the interview.
Good for you. Good for you. See, that's a tip for aspiring CDOs. Ask at what level is it at? It is technical or strategic, right?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be pushed back into IT, because I believe my role is actually to act as the bridge between business and technology. So if you are just another department in technology, then you can't really demonstrate value. And if you look at what Randy Bean was saying, in the survey that they did, the tenure of the CDO is about 1.5 years. So you don't want to be that statistic that after 1.5 years you are out of the door, and the company feels like we actually don't need this role.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. All right. So you talked a little about creating value. Can you articulate what is the role of your office in creating value for Jubilee?
Yeah. So I actually would like to think my role creates value in 4 fronts. So for me, the first pillar that I look at is actually transformation. So when you look at the data maturity level, for you to say that you're data driven largely focuses around the organization culture. So one of the pillars that I focus is actually doing the organization culture transformation and turn our data management approach to be strategic. My second role is to ensure that we have a single version of the truth. We standardize our processes, we improve and sustain data quality, because we have a common phrase, garbage in, garbage out. So how then do I ensure that at the touch point where we are interacting with the customer, then that person who is onboarding that customer actually values why we need to collect that data, so that downstream, when our data scientists are building their pricing models, they don't then struggle with the issue around quality. The third aspect is actually to unleash data governance. So right now in Kenya, we have set up the Office of the Data Protection Officer. And we have the Data Protection Act, which largely mirrors the GDPR. So the issues around privacy and consent is becoming a very big issue. In fact, the regulation right now, if you're in breach of that act, you get fined about $30,000 per breach. So I think my role is then to ensure that the business, we don't find ourselves into that into that statistics. And lastly is just to ensure that I drive consistency in our data usage. So how do I create assets that we can reuse? So if we are talking about elements about reporting, we have about 9 entities across the group. So how do I standardize, for example, our reporting structure within the group? You know, how do I create a model that I can then port from one entity to the other? So how then do I create reusable data assets? So for me, I look at my role in terms of those 4 strategic pillars: to transform the organization, to ensure that there is a single version of the truth, to unlock data governance, and to drive reusable data assets.
That's that. I'm going to write that down. Well, I did write that down.
Yeah.
Well, Billy, thanks for your time. It's been fabulous getting to know you and hearing your story. Thank you for joining me. Folks, please visit CDO Magazine Tech for additional interviews.
Thank you so much, Ben. It's been a pleasure and looking forward to our interactions. Thanks a lot.
Looking forward to it. Take care, Billy.